Fruity Film presents.
Behind me are the cooling towers of Ratcliffe onshore power station, which was the UK's largest power station from 1968 to 73 and was the country's last coal-powered operational power station until it ceased operations in September 2024, bringing an end to coal-powered electricity generation in the UK. These chimneys, for now, dominate the skyline, and when they are eventually pulled down, there will be a very detailed risk assessment, which may require the temporary closure of the Midland Main Line, East Midlands Airport and East Midlands Parkway Station, which sit in close proximity to it. In fact, this is where I'm filming, from Platform 2 at East Midlands Parkway. It's not a very strategic station, for all trains that depart from here are served by East Midlands trains, but the point of including it is that it has no town dedicated to it. Some people commute from here, but they require the few buses that come, or they drive here and utilise the 850 spaces in the car park. 1.5 miles or 2.5 kilometres further north, there was a similar station that served no town and had no car park. Exiting the station was a very rare thing, but it was used, like East Midlands Parkway is today, as an interchange station for services to Derby, Sheffield and Nottingham. Its name was simply Trent, where it was also possible to travel to Ashby and Stenson, a route favoured these days by freight from Colville via Burton.
In 1839, the Midland Counties Railway started on their venture to connect to London, finally reaching it in 1868, but there were other hurdles to cross, such as the River Trent and the Red Hill shortly after it. The Midland Counties built their line from Derby to Nottingham in 1839, with stations at Beeching and Long Eaton. Beeching, not wanting to be confused with Beeston, quickly changed its name, but not before connecting Derby and Nottingham to Leicester via the Trent crossing. With some minor weather delays, they reached Leicester in early May 1840 and Rugby in July. The Midland Railway opened the Erewash Valley line from Codnor and Langley Mill through Towton and into the Long Eaton junction in 1847. Long Eaton Station was opened on the line, so the existing Long Eaton Station was renamed Long Eaton Junction. The Midland Railway noted that Platt's Crossing had the potential to cause some very dangerous occurrences, particularly with the increase in coal and granite traffic. The plans got underway to mitigate the risks in the area, but they would take some 15 years to put into place. Noting there was nowhere reasonable for passengers from the north to change for trains at Derby, as trains to London ran from there, an unofficial area became an interchange by 1848. This is when train carriages would have had wooden steps to alight from, so access and egress was not so difficult. It was most certainly not under any cover and just on hard standing in the elbow of the junction on an embankment above the floodline. In 1862, Sheet Stores and Sidings opened. Named after the nearby farm, it was where the Midland Railway produced all their tarpaulin for their wagons. A number of changes happened all at the same time, but I shall address these one by one. Firstly, the North Curve opened, giving a route for Derby and Leicester trains. Secondly, a South Curve for Derby, Nottingham and Towton trains. Thirdly, Trent Station opened, and with two junctions either side of the station, both controlled by different signal boxes, the unofficial interchange was assigned to history. Platt's Crossing was also removed by converting the track into sidings, which became known as Girder Yard. And finally, Long Eaton Junction Station closed. The following year, Long Eaton Station moved further south, and the northerly station changed its name to Towton for Long Eaton. It closed the following year to passengers and in 1867 to goods. In 1869, a route from Burton via Castle Donington joined at Sheet Stores Junction. Today the line has the recently opened Sergo Logistics Park branch. A new station opened at Sawley Junction in 1888. In 1899, with the growth of the ironstone and coal industries, a route from Leicester and Melton was added, avoiding Trent and heading directly to Toton Marshalling Yard, which was rapidly expanding from 8 different yards covering 120 acres. This new route quadrupled the Midland Railway and created a new Red Hill Tunnel and 2 new iron girder bridges, replacing the original Butterley Bridge over the Trent. An additional line was provided from Nottingham over Attenborough and Meadow Lane junctions. Following the Grouping Act and dozens of name changes across the counties, Sawley Station closed in 1930 and Sawley Junction added For Long Eaton to its name in 1932. In 1950, the fish pond was slowly turned into an ash pit for the railway, dumping tons of steam ash for many years to come. The sidings here changed often, like the ironstone quarrying of the counties that I explain in detail in my Ironstone Quarries Part 1 video. In 1967, the station just north of Erewash North Junction, named Long Eaton, closed, and the junction went with it, as all traffic could be sent via Meadow Lane Junction. The station west of Sawley Junction was renamed to Long Eaton. On the 1st of January 1968, the effects of the Beeching Acts were felt in the area. Trent Station, which still lit its lamps with gas, closed to all traffic. The local MP raised a parliamentary complaint, and the ruling was made after the station had been demolished. The North Curve was removed to much public objection. In 1985, the Ash Tip was closed and track lifted and developed into a golf course, which opened in 1991. Girder Yard is still in use today as access for road vehicles to the railway. Please like and subscribe for more content. Do you remember Trent Station? I'd love to hear your comments.